now recognize Mr. DeSaulnier for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both, Chairman and Ranking Member, for this hearing. And to both of you, as someone from a long way away, in a district a long way away from the Northeast Corridor, although I'm a native of Massachusetts, your success is so important for the whole country. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I've been involved in transportation for a long time. Sometimes we compete for federal funds with you in California, but we know how important it is that you are successful. So in that context, first I wanted to talk, Mr. Gardner, about this investment's the largest investment since the Eisenhower administration for transportation infrastructure. The Biden administration has been very focused, and I appreciate this as a member of this committee and as a senior member of the Education and Labor Committee, on expanding the middle class. We have the largest disparity between wealth and inequality in the history of this country right now, at least competitive. This investment is the single biggest thing economists tell us we can do to expand the middle class and give opportunity to poor people to move up. So you doing a good job, sorry to put more responsibility on, but given the comments about compensation, is extremely important. You mentioned Siemens in Sacramento. We have some challenges with Siemens in California because they're manufacturing product for the Capital Corridor and Amtrak on the West Coast as well as here. They have a long history of being very successful in procurement, but also an unfortunate history about pushing limits. They were part of the largest settlement with the US and the EU on foreign corruption charges not that long ago. They're aggressive when it comes to the global market. They're being aggressive right now in California about the procurement requirements under the infrastructure bill to make sure that there's a livable wage. I wonder if you could speak to that to make sure that we have people who are going to make money, and we value them competing for it, strictly adhere to the requirements in this law, and starting in Sacramento, that middle-class Americans and working Americans benefit from this infrastructure, and we're very careful about adhering to the requirement for a livable wage when they build this product.
Well, thank you, Congressman, for your remarks and for your support. As you say, this is not just an investment in mobility, it's really an investment in a new generation of worker skills and a new workforce. So we're really focused on creating that capacity to serve the needs of the nation and to serve the needs of our network. And as you rightfully say, this is a big increase in available funding for Amtrak and our other partners, state partners, et cetera. And we're all gearing up with greater expertise to be able to manage the dollars well. Part of that is managing our contracts well, being able to oversee those many private sector partners. And to be clear, the vast majority of the dollars here spent are going to go from Amtrak to a private sector partner, to a big construction firm or to a manufacturer who are going to build or deliver great things for us. And so a key aspect of our capacity is creating the expertise, the knowledge to be able to effectively manage our contractors, ensure we get good value out of them. So I can assure you we're working very hard to pass on all the requirements that we receive from the federal funding and the requirements that Amtrak ourselves have, both from policy and in law, and make sure that we get good follow through and compliance from all of our entities. And we'll do that. I can assure you we're about to go into the market again. Will be the first time we're purchasing since the IIJA has been enacted, for our big fleet of long-distance equipment. This is going to be the largest order of passenger equipment since the 1940s acquisition by the New York Central. So it's a huge opportunity, and we're going to be working really hard to make sure we get good value.
So I'm gonna hold you to that, specifically on the issue in California. We need you to make sure that that investment goes back to the people it was intended to, working Americans, not to companies with questionable track records in terms of ethics and to their investors offshore. Mr. Warren, just the important